I'm guessing, Arwyn Jones, that you're in a car park but not a car in sight.
Not a single car in sight, no. Let me just show you the about 100 metres or so behind me is the main road which goes through Pembrokeshire to places like St David's and Solva, very popular tourist locations, completely closed off at the moment because it's now covered in stone and rock and shingle, which until a few days ago was actually the flood defence system here, but over the weekend has taken such a battering it's been shifted back about 10-15 metres by the power of the sea. Now, speaking with the officials from Natural Resources Wales, who are responsible for the work of the Environment Agency here earlier on, they fully expect the water to come over the flood defences again today. In some areas it already has this morning, even though we're a good half an hour before high tide. The reason for that is because not necessarily the power of the wind or the waves is any greater today, but because the defences have taken such a battering over the weekend, they're just unable to cope. And although Pembrokeshire is taking the worst of the weather today, we heard earlier on this morning Coast Guard saying in the Irish Sea was a force 10 storm this morning, but it is a picture that's been replicated along the Welsh coast over the weekend, and that's why now some areas, for example Ceredigion in Aberystwyth, where we saw those terrible scenes over the weekend, the council there has already said they need more support, not only just to restore the damage that's been done to their coastal defences, but to improve it in the future. But with public money being so tight, the Welsh Government is uncertain now what they're going to do next. They've asked Natural Resources Wales to conduct a full review of flood defences in Wales to see where exactly needs the most support, because if you think of it, right from Newport in the southeast all the way up to Bangor in the northwest on the Welsh coastline has seen this kind of storm over the weekend. So with more rain forecast for the rest of today until tomorrow morning, you can see that it's a picture which may well be continuing over the next few hours.
Arwyn, a lot of people watching this are going to wonder, looking at these amazing pictures, you're dealing with nature at its very most vicious. How on earth you get around?
Carefully and with great difficulty. We've just been speaking with the officials from Natural Resources Wales, who have said for the moment we're fine in this car park, but in the next hour or so they said, well, it's down to you, but we wouldn't be there if we were you. You can see around 50 metres or so behind me 2 Land Rovers from the officials from Natural Resources Wales. They're keeping an eye on us, but we're seeing that increasingly now the seawater is coming over the flood defences. This big pool of water you're seeing in the car park, that's tripled in volume in the last half hour or so. So fairly quickly now we'll be making a quick getaway.